ideas end up making things worse. So I think this is exactly what they want. They want us to argue amongst each other instead of realizing, like, hey, maybe it's not left and right, it's us against them, because they're just kind of screwing us all
I would
equally.
say that it's really not. It's not exactly a both sides issue, because I would like for you to tell me the last time that a Democrat introduced a bill that was going to cut funding from Medicaid and SNAP.
I can't do that.
Yeah, because it doesn't happen. There's literally only one side that has voted in favor to take away benefits from children in the United States of America.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Can you find me a Democrat that has introduced bills to lower the working age so that our students are now not only having to go to school, but also have to now work in warehouses?
Nope.
Yep. But they're doing that in red states, specifically like Florida.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Sure. I mean, I don't think, just from having a Democrat president, we had the same problem. Our economy was going down for a long time, since Obama probably. That we were already starting, just because it hadn't happened yet,
That's
but we were
not
already on the route.
true. Obama actually fixed our economy and brought us out of a recession. That's a proven fact. When Donald Trump came into office, we had economists not reporting, they were projecting that we were on our way going into a recession towards the end of his presidency, because of how poorly the economy was truly doing. And then the only thing that actually saved it, and I hate even saying this because I hate that this is what occurred, but the only thing that saved our economy during that time was C-19. And,
C-19?
yep. And unfortunately, so listen, guys, I admit, and I will be very clear with you guys here, the idea that the Democrats put out so many times saying that the economy was doing well under the Biden administration, while statistically speaking it was, all right? People didn't see it, and so therefore they could not relate to it. Hey, Chicky. And that was the predominant issue for why people believe the words of Donald Trump saying that the economy was crap, that he would fix the economy, he would lower grocery prices on his first day, and then, that wasn't actually going to occur. But he actually did come in, statistically speaking, because we have to look at numbers, to a better economy than where it was during the height of the pandemic, or even just the last year of the pandemic. Okay?
Uh-huh.
But he didn't, like, the Biden administration failed to do enough to actually show it and put it in people's faces to see. They couldn't see it with their wallet, and so therefore they didn't feel it. Now we have the exact opposite occurring here, according to the numbers, right? Grocery prices are up. Fuel prices are only down by 0.5 percentage point. Only 0.5 percentage point year to date. Okay? Unemployment is up. Inflation is up. CPI year over year is up, showing that prices across the board are increasing within this country. And now Donald Trump is out here telling everybody that the economy is good. And even though their wallets are hurting, they are now blind to it.
Yeah, I think it depends who's looking at it, right? Because there are people who are, they're just going off of what the, stock market is doing, which the stock market is doing fine. So people, those people, sure, they think things are great.
Yeah, and when the stock market was doing great under Biden's economy, let's actually go back. So if we look back at Donald Trump's first term, he said that the stock market was a good way to measure how well the economy was doing, right? Because it was doing well under his first term. And then when it hit all-time record highs under the Biden administration, he said, no, the stock market is not a good indicator that the economy is doing well. And then when it dipped in during, in April, when it bottomed out in April, he said the same thing. Stock market isn't a good indicator that the economy is doing well. But when it was going in his favor, he turns around and says it again, that the stock market is a great indicator to see how well the economy is doing. So which one is it?
Right. No, I mean that's the problem. Though. Both sides, they'll manipulate the data. They'll put out whatever
They're not manipulating the data. If we're manipulating the data, then who over at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, who is now a Trump appointee, manipulating the data to show that unemployment is up and that inflation is up?
I misspoke. What I meant is they're putting out the wrong information, saying that
they're not putting out the wrong information. They're just parroting Trump talking points at this point. That's literally what they did during the Biden administration, because Trump demanded that he was going to run again, right? So he was like calling Fox News and telling them to say XYZ, right? And even, oh, that confused me for a second, Parkers. But the statistics and data say the opposite. And it's the fact that individuals vote on feelings and not facts is why we see that Donald Trump won in 2024, and why there are so many blind supporters, even to this day, in my comment section right now, saying that the stock market is a great indicator of the economy now, because guess who just said that about 2 weeks ago? Donald fucking Trump, even though back in April, 5 months ago now, he said the opposite.
Right. Well, like, for example, the jobs report, let's say that, right? Like we get it put out saying, hey, they had this many jobs. And then the Fed makes a policy decision based off of that information. And then a few months later, they turn around and say, oh, those numbers weren't correct.
It's been happening the entirety of our lifetime.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. The government has caused this, regardless of the side. And, if they're going off of this information, which we as people who aren't like geniuses can figure this out, why are they still making these poor decisions based off of
it's
data
not
that
them.
we find out is not isn't correct?
They're not making poor decisions based off of data that you deem to be incorrect. They are valid and true at the time, because the Bureau of Labor Statistics updates their information as more data is provided to them by employers across the country. Employers are not required to report things to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. They do it of their own free will. So the BLS is literally contingent upon, oh my God, thank you for gifting 5 subs over on the Purple app, guys. What was that name? Oh my gosh, hold on. Let me make sure I see the name. Mischievous, thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. If you guys are new over on the Purple app, hit that follow button up at the top, and be sure, if you received the gifted sub, to thank Mischievous. But yeah, this is nothing new that they update their data, because again, while they request information from employers are not required to provide that information to them.
Okay.
And so when they trickle in late, and we've seen this since the inception of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, it's always updated as soon as they have the relevant information at the same time every month.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. And that's nothing new. That's how it's always been. Like, for example, they just updated April of 2024 through March of 2025 employment data.
They had to get revised down, correct?
Yeah. It was not a good look.
Right.
100%. So, yeah, it definitely happens. Like, it happens everywhere. It's just how it occurs. And they do it at the same time. They update the prior year's data at the same time every single year. It's always about this time. But I will point out to everybody, just a friendly reminder, that May of 2025 is the first recorded month of us experiencing a job loss since C-19 under Trump's administration. And we lost 13,000 jobs in the United States.
Yeah, I think our economy is definitely one of our biggest issues, especially for young families. I don't think older generations really care much about it. I
Well,
think
they
they're
probably
set,
don't.
or they're not worried. I wouldn't say. I mean, perhaps
They
they
should
are
be.
because of the uncertainty. But yeah, I'm concerned for young families in the United States. I don't see how we're supposed to get ahead.
Well, from what I can tell, Donald Trump's really not doing anything to assist anybody with that. So, but all right, man.
Sure. Well,
Uh,
hey, thank you for taking my call. Appreciate it.
yeah, no problem. You have a good Sunday.
Hey, families in the United States. I don't
Thank you
see
for calling
how.
the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am there.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
All right. Do you still support him?
I do.
And
I have a
what year were
question
you
for
born?
you, though.
What year were you
I was
born?
born 2005.
Cool. What's up?
So I do have a question for you. Why did you not vote for Trump?
Why? Because I didn't agree with his policies, and I agreed with multiple economists that came out and said that his policies were going to be detrimental to the American economy, and we're seeing those effects now.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I was just curious.
Mhm. Oh. Okay. Guess we'll take the next caller then. Remind me, guys, since you want to cry in the chat about my hair. What color is this? Tell me what color my hair is. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes. Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Very good. Very good.
Awesome.
Mhm.
How old are you?
I am 54 years old.
Okay. And did you vote for Trump?
I did not.
You
No.
did not?
In fact, I didn't vote in the last election at all.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate you, but I am just looking for Trump voters that still support Trump.
Well, I might give you some acknowledgement with that. I'm half Trump, half other, if that makes any sense.
I mean, there's not really anyone else to support right now, so the support just goes in the bucket by saying that if that makes sense.
No, it does. Of course it does. Yeah, so I wasn't willing to vote for Trump because of a number of his policies, and clearly you and I are kind of on the same page when it comes to what sort of happened after he was elected.
Yep, seems like it. And for the two chats that just came in, I will address them after the call.
Okay, so I'm not on the air.
Oh no, you
Not
are.
really sure.
No, you are.
Okay.
I'm not trying to
Okay, great.
interrupt. Yeah, no, you're actively on the air right now.
Okay,
This
great.
is a real live stream, guys. This is not a recording. What time is it for you?
No,
Just
hey-
so they believe it, I guess.
No, I understand. I guess if I'm not going to be on the line long, let me just say this. I really do appreciate what you do. I come from a family who has a lot of Trump support. And, I kind of have I understand sort of where they're coming from. But at the same time, I really do appreciate what you do when it comes to the facts of the matter. And I'm an ex-Coast Guard guy. I've got a lot of thoughts of what happened with the drug boat down in Venezuela, and I do think that there's a lot of overreach here that it just needs to stop. If that makes sense.
There's been a lot of government overreach. I agree with you. It's not promising, that's for sure. But yeah, no, I do agree that the political climate in general needed a change because, unfortunately, I understand why people didn't vote for Kamala Harris. She was too close to Biden. I'm not going to fault them for that. And again, people believed, they voted for their wallet, they voted for their own thoughts and feelings, and not actually looked at what policies and what they were going to do. And hey, Manda, nice to see you. So They voted off of slogans. Drill, baby, drill. And I ask every time, why are we drilling babies?
Yeah, well, listen, I get it, and you know, I'm kind of like, I'm sort of on the line here. I have a huge problem with the overreach, and that just needs to stop.
Yeah,
The
it
Supreme
does.
Court hasn't made me feel any better about it.
I
But
give them
I
credit.
sort of wish
They have pushed back on him in a few things. So I do give them
well,
some credit, but they're not doing enough.
well, just a few though. I mean, if you look at the last couple of the new rulings, I mean, they've allowed them to send immigrants to countries they've never been to. I mean, is
Yeah.
that
Specifically,
I don't
foreign
like that.
prisons
I don't like that.
it's specifically foreign prisons.
Well, yeah, specifically, yeah, but that's not. Yeah, exactly.
To me,
I
that's
mean,
more concerning.
doesn't that make you concerned? I mean, how would you like to be an immigrant from Mexico coming into the U.S. and you get caught? Let's assume that you haven't done anything wrong, okay? Because if you've done something wrong, then okay, whatever, I guess. And I know that's a terrible stance to take, but I'll just stand by it for now without any further conversation. But if you're an illegal immigrant coming to the U.S., and next thing you know, you find yourself in some country you've never been to at a jail, or even just subject to the local populace. I mean, that's not. I mean, that's just. You know, it's sort of. I mean, I think a lot of people might think that. I wouldn't want to be there, and I wouldn't want to be someone who sent someone there. Makes sense.
Yeah, we have one gentleman that we know. I can't remember his name. I saw it in an article about a week ago. One gentleman that was an immigrant from Jamaica, had been living in the United States since he was 16. Never became a full citizen, was convicted of committing schmurder, and spent his time in jail. I don't know why he was allowed to stay after he served his full sentence. And
Right.
was here on parole. I'm not sure why he was allowed to stay, honestly. I think he should have been deported, just for the fact that he committed a crime and served a sentence, or
Sure.
sent back to Jamaica, but he wasn't. And he was allowed to stay this entire time, and then he was picked up by the Trump administration, even though he had been an upstanding citizen, hadn't broken a law since. They put him in a prison in South Sudan, even though he's not committed another crime.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
Well,
think
think
that's
that,
what's fucked up. He served his sentence here in the United States, did his time, could in Jamaica spoken out and said we would have taken him back.
yeah, I listen. I completely agree with you. That's messed up. None of that should happen. And but at the same time, you know, some people might look at it like, well, listen, the guy did something bad. But there are plenty of examples of people who haven't done stuff like that. There's examples of, I can't remember her name. There's plenty of people that have like gotten misdemeanors or became bankrupt and all this other stuff. And I know bankruptcy is not a crime, but that have done very minor things years ago, like 10, 20 years ago, that the Justice Department is using as an example of them being not of what they call that in the most recent article, not moral turpitude, and so they send them wherever they want, and that's not what America's about.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm saying, like, I don't agree with the way that they're doing it. But all right, man, I am gonna go ahead and try to move on. I appreciate you.
Okay, take care. Good luck.
Bye. Okay. Keith said, thank you for the $4.99. Have you listened to Bob Woodward audio tapes of the Trump interviews? If not, Trump will tell you himself how much he didn't care about C-19. Interesting. I've not heard of that before, so I will have to look that up, Keith. And I mean, I already knew, like, Donald Trump himself said that he kind of started to believe it was a hoax. So yeah. And John Crook says, screw Trump and all Republicans. Okay. I believe there's a reason to have conversations. Call lines are back open, though. Thanks, Parkers. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hi, Ari. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
About as dandy as ever, thank you.
Awesome. And how old are you?
27.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
And are you still supporting him?
I am.
All right. And what is the main reason that you are still supporting Trump?
Because it seems that the people who don't support Trump are not willing to use simple logic and reason to just call a duck a duck. Case in point, earlier you refused to give an opinion on what political side you thought Tyler Robinson was on when it's very obvious he leans left. And I just...
There is not enough data. There is no proof of that. If I hang up on you once, do not call back the same day. There is no data that proves that. None whatsoever. All you guys have are fucking conspiracy theories. The fact that I won't give an opinion based off of simple conspiracy theories, it shows that I'm capable of trying to not attempt to spread misinformation around. God fucking damn. Apparently. And guess what, Apple user? I'm not required to give someone an opinion on something that is not found in claims or facts or statistics or data. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there? Okay, bye. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, hi.
Hi. How old are you?
I'm 32. I know that you're like looking for supporters, but I actually I'm not one. I currently live in southern Utah, though. This is where the high school that I went to was Tyler Robinson's high school.
Oh,
So
okay.
I just yeah, and furthermore, I saw your area code. My wife and I are currently looking to get the fuck out of Utah, just because it's Crazyville here. Straight up.
Hey, Colorado
I
is
grew
a
up in
beautiful
Atlanta.
place, guys. I would always
Oh,
suggest
yeah.
people like Colorado's gorgeous, especially if you guys visit in the winter and go to the mountains.
Yeah, definitely. Like drive through the San Juan Mountains, like looping through. My wife and I just did that. Fantastic journey. I think politically, we would say that we're more independent. Not really because we're left, right, whatever. We just believe in common sense, and there's just like nobody's really thinking about the working class, the common person, you know. But as far as my take on living in Utah for the past 20 years, it's crazy. Just the dialogue about, you know, what recently happened at the college, and just people who were just so ready to, you know, go and seek retribution, and they were lusting after it. And now it's just completely quiet. Nobody's talked about anything.
Yeah, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Sorry, there's a lot that again is completely unfounded. Nothing's backed by anything that's been provided to us by the police. So that's why I refuse to state something and give a false idea. So
Exactly. That's where I'm coming from is if you believe that you're, I mean, and granted, here's the thing: is I'm a Second Amendment guy. You know, I believe that armed society is a polite society, and even if you disagree with that, because I'm a, you know, a kind-hearted person. I got a foul mouth but a good heart. That's one of my go-to like describers of myself. I believe that we should still have, you know, just advocates for, you know, public safety, personal safety, that sort of thing. You know, I do believe in guns. I more I believe in the hunting and everything. You know,
Okay.
Boy Scout growing up in Denver, it was fantastic. But you know, these are weapons. They need to be respected, and you know, we need to have common sense gun laws. Obviously, this sort of thing keeps happening, and in this country, everybody says, well, how does this keep happening? This is the only country that this is happening in, you know?
No, I
But
understand.
yeah, it's there's a lot of people who are just like, it's kind of like that story, the emperor has no clothes. I work in a very tourist area, with a very centered around tourism career. And there's been just a lot of people who are like, man, why is it so slow? I offer, you know, well, it's because nobody wants to come here. Everybody's freaked out that, you know, they're going to get detained or they're going to get shot or whatever. And I talk to people from all around the world every day, just with what I do. And, you know, every time that it's just the cognitive dissonance. It's just crazy. I'm so looking forward to getting out of here.
Well, yeah, no, I don't disagree. And well, good luck to you, man. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, I don't want to take up too much of the stream time or anything like that. But yeah, the more that we find out about Tyler Robinson, you know, the better. But I think that anytime you believe your argument warrants the death of someone else, you're just wrong.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And also, I think that we shouldn't give him any notoriety by continuing to say his name and just call him the pew pew, or you can use the other word in real life. Sorry, TikTok's a sensitive asshole. So yeah, I don't think we should continue to give him notoriety by using his name.
Copy that.
Yeah,
No,
that's
and
my opinion.
I absolutely agree. I'm a big fan of Philip DeFranco, and if anybody doesn't know Philip DeFranco, very cool guy. I've been watching him for 13 years. That's actually something that he started on his stream, and I think he was one of the first ones to really do that. So I really like that practice as well.
Someone else call
But
him, please.
you know, thank you for having me on the stream, and you know, God bless America. I just my final lines here is, it's not left versus right, everybody. It's not your team versus my team. We're
All
all
right.
on the same team here.
Well, thank you. Have a good one. Thanks for calling the streams. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
26.
All right. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes,
Do you still support him?
I do.
What's your main reason for still supporting Trump?
I think he's following through on a lot of his promises.
Like what? Can you be specific?
Like deporting illegal immigrants.
Anything else?
Do you want to discuss that at all, or is that?
No, I'm just curious if you have any other reasons. Like anything else that's provable, foundable, anything else?
So is this just a line to call in and say why you support Trump, or are we trying to debate anything, or?
This isn't a debate. I'm just asking you another question. Do you have anything else, or is it just immigration?
Yeah, I think his economic policies are working and bringing a lot of good trade deals with other countries and bringing a lot of manufacturing jobs to the U.S. You know, I think I don't remember what the number was, but you know, a couple $1 trillion is being pledged. You know, and I guess it remains to be seen if they do it. But they are building a lot of facilities now, so it looks like they're following through on that. Which, I mean, that's got to be good for the economy, right?
Is that why we've lost 78,000 manufacturing jobs since Donald Trump became president?
And no new ones have been created.
No, that's the industry as a whole having been lost. So that's including anything that's been created and then jobs lost. It's not just, oh, this is only the jobs that have been lost, point blank, period. It's here's the jobs created, here are the jobs lost, minus it, and we're in a net negative.
Okay, so do you think it's not going to come back?
Did it come back in his first administration? No,
Did it not?
it did not.
Was it not a strong economy? Were
Nope.
people not employed? I'm pretty sure they had the highest, the highest employment rate, so lowest unemployment rate.
That then was beat under the next administration.
Really, because they were, well, that was also following COVID, which, you know, when you just put the jobs that were already there back because they're allowed to work again.
Nope,
is that
there
really
were
the
2
same thing as
million
creating
created
jobs?
new jobs. There were 2 million new jobs created. So here's what we know,
Well,
okay?
industries were
Here's
closed
what
down.
we
Wait,
know.
hold on,
There
hold
were
on. That's an important
15
distinction to
million. I'm
make.
not done. There were 15 million jobs
My
lost
apologies.
under Donald Trump. And then when under the Biden administration, where they beat the 3.5% unemployment rate under Donald Trump, they got it down to 3.4%, it was a 17 million job growth. So that means that, no, there were 2 million additional jobs created under Biden's
What year
administration.
were those jobs lost? Those 15 million jobs lost? Was that over the course of the administration?
Oh, no, that was when the unemployment spiked to 14%, sir.
Which happened when?
Under Trump's administration.
But what year?
2020. So this is, I think
did
people
COVID
are
start?
not, yeah, 2020.
2020,
I
yeah.
didn't, hey,
COVID.
I don't
So-
know if people realize
so
this.
right there,
I
that's-
don't know if people realize this,
the
but I am
country
not
was closed
talking
down.
about, I
How
am
come
not,
people weren't
oh
allowed
my
to work?
goodness. Hey, dude. I did not make a claim. I did not make a claim. I said I was trying to say, let me help you out with this, okay? These were not bounce back jobs. If you want to call it bounce back jobs, you can only contribute 15 million of those jobs to bounce back jobs because those were the jobs that were lost under the Trump administration due to C-19. So that's why I said there were 17 million jobs created under the Biden administration, but 2 million of those were new. Do you not comprehend that?
And it says right here that in 2020, 2.7 million
You're
jobs
not
were
able
lost.
to comprehend that.
Opened up the things that were
You're
lost.
not able to comprehend that. Got it.
I'm not able to comprehend that. I am
15 million jobs were lost under the Trump administration. Under the Biden administration, when we hit a 3.4% all-time low in unemployment rate, it was 17 million jobs. Again, and so now if we deduct, what is 17 minus 15? 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 Oh, 2 million, which means that there were 2 million additional new jobs created under the Biden administration, regardless of COVID. Congratulations. Now we understand the difference between a new job and what is considered to be a bounce back job after jobs were lost under C-19. I am so glad that we can finally come to an agreement that 17 minus 15 is 2 million new jobs that were created in April of 2024. Fan-fucking-tastic. 15 million were lost. I've already given this.
You're saying that 2 million jobs were created, but it sounds like we just lost 2 million jobs in 2020. So how can you make the
No,
claim
we
that
didn't.
those are new?
Are you incapable of listening? 15 million jobs were lost under the Trump administration due to C-19. In no way, shape, or form do I blame Donald Trump for losing those jobs because it was a international, worldwide pandemic that occurred. And then under the Biden administration, when the jobs report, and we had the lowest unemployment rate at 3.4%, and I believe I actually have the time wrong. It was April of 23, not 24. 3.4% unemployment rate. That was because 17 million new jobs had been brought back into the labor market, and so therefore 17 million people were now employed. But we can only give Joe Biden for creating 2 million of those jobs because we can already consider that 15 million of those jobs were bounce back jobs after the pandemic ended. Okay, I don't know how many. No, it's literally impossible for him, African. It's literally impossible. Okay, I don't think people understand that math, statistics, and data are important. So again, when we look at these numbers, we give credit to Joe Biden for only creating the additional 2 million jobs. The additional 2 million jobs. That's it. Not the full 17. The additional 2 million jobs. That's what we give him credit for. And that's why we know that when the unemployment rate hit an all-time low of 3.4%, it was because more jobs were created under Joe Biden than there were created under fucking Donald Trump. Congratulations. And that's all you got. The only thing you have to say is, but the country closed down. I'm like, I know, because you're not using critical thinking, because the only thing you can think in your mind is Donald Trump good, Joe Biden bad. So someone is trying to explain to you that Joe Biden's administration was actually successful in creating 2 million new jobs. And you're like, but, C-19, but, Donald Trump, but, that's all you have, because you can't even agree or have a second to accept that, guess what? Joe Biden was able to do good things, just like Donald Trump was able to do good things in his first administration. Here, I'll help you out and go ahead and give them. This is how we know that we're not fucking facing cognitive dissonance, okay? Donald Trump did a great thing when he did Project Warp Speed. It helped millions of American citizens, regardless of what other people think of the data or whatever people think of the vaccine, okay? It helped millions of Americans. He also made animal cruelty to be a felony, which I think is also a fucking great thing. He also extended the Marine Bioprotection Act, okay? The Marine Biolife Protection Act under his administration, which is also a good thing. And then temporarily, the tax cuts did temporarily benefit individuals in this country at the time, at least the middle and lower class, right? So the middle and lower class did briefly benefit from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act under the Donald Trump administration. Do you understand how I'm able to say that Donald Trump did good things? But I'm giving you just one singular good thing that Joe Biden did, and all you can say is but, and you're not able to accept a single thing.
Because your premise is flawed, in my opinion.
Oh, so because in your opinion, my premise is flawed, automatically it's incorrect. Even though the statistics, data, and numbers do not lie. Do statistics? No, these are statistics and data. These are statistics and data. Okay, I totally forgot that statistics and data are not facts, and therefore they are an opinion. Statistics and data are opinions, guys. I didn't know that math could literally lie to me and not just be, I don't know, done incorrectly. So when math is done incorrectly, it's actually on the fault of the user. Like, we have like user error. That's a phrase, right? So when we're saying that math is wrong, it would either be that my math, that the math that I just did, 17 minus 15 is wrong, not because numbers don't lie, right? The actual math, the statistics and data that is put out by these bureaus actually don't lie. And even now to this day, it has not been revised to show otherwise, that Biden created less than 2 million new jobs under his administration before C-19 was even declared ended by the United States Supreme Court. It's so interesting. So it was never modified to show that he created more or less than 2 million new jobs. But the statistics and data prove that, in fact, he did, because 15 million jobs were lost due to C-19 under Donald Trump. And no, I do not fault him for losing 15 million jobs, because it was an international, worldwide, global pandemic that affected all 196 countries in the world. No one was exempt from feeling the effects of C-19, okay? But the difference is, Trump administration lost 15 million jobs. Biden's administration gained 17 million jobs. What the difference is 2 million jobs. That's the difference. 2 million jobs were created under the Biden administration, and that is what happened in order for us to reach an all-time new low of 3.4% unemployment rate. And maybe this will help. I doubt it will help you in thinking this. But I am not a Democrat, nor am I a Republican, nor am I a liberal, nor am I a conservative.
I don't care.
Well, then I guess you're just in a cult then, bro.
That has nothing to do with this conversation.
No, somebody thought that maybe your critical thinking skills would kick back into place if I clearly explained to you that I am not one party, even though apparently you went on blabbering saying that I am in fact a Democrat when I am not. But apparently that didn't help you any. You still failed in critical thinking. No, I don't know. Thank you, Lon, for the one. And then, Lon, I appreciate you saying that you like my hair. Yes, guys, I am a brunette. So for all of you people that get so upsetty spaghetti, it's if you're going to tell me, yeah, I know, I did that on purpose, Parkers. I did that one on purpose. But it's back up now. And thank you, Lon, again for the 2. I appreciate your show and political analysis. Thank you. That, if I could sell my brain, I would, but I can't because I would literally be... Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello, Ari. It's me again.
Oh, okay. I don't know who me again is, but how old are you?
27.
27, and are you still supporting Trump?
Oh, yeah. Well, of course you know who it is. You're asking if I'm still supporting him.
Well, no, if you start off by saying it's me again, that means that I've talked to you before, even though I don't have a memory of it. That would imply that since I've talked to you before, that I've asked you previously if you voted for Donald Trump, so therefore I can skip that question and move on to the next one and ask.
Well, it's our third time, but...
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that I wouldn't need to ask you if you voted for Trump again because the only time that I've spoken to non-voters was during the middle of this past week.
I was just wondering if you were still supporting Trump.
I don't support Trump.
You don't?
Nope.
Well, I think that he has unleashed the individual genius of man to an extent that has never been done before so far. I think it's been beautiful.
The
And I'm wondering if you're still
individual
tired of winning.
genius of man?
Yeah, you don't understand. The scope of what's going on here. You guys are assassinating people. It's getting ridiculous. Hello?
No one understands what the individual genius of man means.
That means less government control, less top-down government control.
No, the individual genius of man would imply that our intelligence level is increasing. And so at that point, I would ask you for by what unit of measure can I find that?
Thank you for educating.
And I would love to find that unit of measure that shows that our
Thank you for
education levels are
educating me, But I just
increasing.
wanted to say before I get off here, you got smoked on that last call.
You can have whatever opinion you want, but the guy wasn't doing anything. Apparently, you don't know math either because, again, all they know is Donald Trump good, Biden bad. Not once can they ever admit that Joe Biden and his administration created 2 million new jobs because of the Infrastructure and Jobs Act, the Chips and Science Act. Wow, I can actually name policies. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yep.
Awesome. How old are you?
26.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you still support him?
of course.
Okay. What is the main reason that you are still supporting Donald Trump?
Well, to be honest, I just wanted to, I thought you were very rude with the last two callers.
Oh.
Trump is your
Well.
daddy. You need to
Oh, okay.
accept
Can you tell Donald Trump, since you're able to get to him, if he is in fact my daddy, he owes my mom 18 years in back child support, and I expect to be added to his will. And
think
I
that
expect
you
that
were
the
from
will
a
will be
Guma.
cashing in by like 85, like when he's 85. I hope. I don't wish him to
He
die
said
before
that
then.
you
Let's
were
be very
from the
clear.
sidekick.
So
You were from the
I just want to
Guma.
be clear. So if Donald Trump is my father, then he owes my mother 18 years of back child support. Actually, he owes me because I would have been the child. So he should expect to be served paperwork.
Vance 2028, baby.
He should be expected to be served paperwork from my mom and myself then, since he is in fact my dad. He also owes me an allowance, and I do also expect to be very clearly added on to his final will and testament, which again, I don't expect to be able to cash in on that for like 8
think
years,
what he's doing
but
for the
I
country
do
is more
just
important than
want to
the
be
money.
clear.
I know
So
you Democrats always want money
I'm-
handouts, but I think
I mean,
what
I'm
he's
not a
doing for the country
Democrat,
is better.
so that's
I mean, it's
interesting.
pretty clear that
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
It's very clear that you are.
Uh-huh.
Who'd you vote for?
Who did I vote for? Are you telling me that who you vote for in the presidential election automatically
vote for?
states your political affiliation?
Okay, so basically Harris. That's what you're saying.
Oh no, would you like me to tell you like my history of voting? Because I
No,
can
I'd rather you just
actually.
tell me,
So
like, the one- the two
unfortunately,
words of who you could vote for.
for the last 3 presidential elections, the only Republican candidate has been Donald J. Trump. So in the last 3 elections, I have not voted for a Republican for the presidential candidate. I have, however, voted down ballot for Republicans. Do you see how this works? When you try to make a point of pointing out like, well, you voted for this person, so therefore you must be this party. Do you see how there's like nowhere that I ask anybody like, what party are you affiliated with? Because I don't think that matters, right? When I'm asking you who you still actively support, that's actually what matters. And I want to dig into why people still are supporting Donald Trump. And despite the fact that he's actively lying to everybody in this country, despite the fact that he's proven that he's not handling the economy well, inflation is up now to 2.9%. The CPI is up also month over month, also to 2.9%, which is very interesting. Grocery prices are up. The cost of energy is up. So your electric bills and stuff, that is also up. And by the way, for everybody that's wondering, when you look at the CPI number and it also shows that 2.9%, the CPI number takes out the volatile markets such as energy and groceries. So when I'm telling you that groceries are up, it's not even included in the CPI number. That's a separate unit of measurement that's not included in the overall CPI, because if it was included in the overall CPI, we'd be much higher at about 3.5%, I believe was the percentage when I looked at it. So no, I really want to know like why people, and I know he hung up, but why people believe that just because somebody voted for one party or another for the presidential candidate, that means specifically that they're one party or the other. I am literally registered as a non-affiliated voter because I vote down party lines, and I want to be able to vote in either or of the what is it called? The primaries. I want that option. So I keep my party affiliation as non-registered. And I voted both ways. Thank you, Tara. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Oh shit, it actually worked.
Yeah. Hi, how old are you?
Hey. 23.
23. All right, and did you vote for Trump?
I did on his second, after his first administration, I voted for him. I did not vote for him on his third.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate you, but I am just looking for people that voted for him in 2024. So, thanks, man. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi.
I saw your stream. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Okay, and how old are you?
I am 33.
33, okay. And did you vote for Trump?
I did not vote for him, although I do support him, not entirely. That's actually kind of where I wanted to make my point. Maybe we could talk about it.
Okay, why are you still supporting Trump?
So I don't support Trump as the president per se. I support him more as Trump the message. So when you look at Donald Trump's first election, the first time he became president, you notice that he didn't exactly win on his own merit, but he won because people were just incredibly unhappy with the other options. There were the third-party candidates that nobody ever votes for, and then there was Hillary Clinton, who was probably the worst person that the Democrats could have ever put up. I think we need more candidates like Donald Trump to represent a kind of protest vote.
No, I definitely disagree with that. But listen, man, I'm gonna see if this other caller is a Trump voter. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, ma'am.
Awesome. How old are you?
33.
33. And did you vote for Trump?
Yep.
And do you still support him?
Yes, I do.
All right. What is your main reason for still supporting Trump? Also, TikTok, let's go ahead and get these likes all the way up. Thank you.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to touch on the jobs report again. And
I already spoke to you? I already spoke to you?
No, I have not spoken with you. I just listened with you.
Oh, okay.
But you said like 17,000 jobs were lost, manufacturing primarily, correct?
No, 78,000 according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics report that was put out. I can even pull it up.
So, yeah, and I don't want to argue
report,
specific numbers or anything like that, but if that
2025. That's the total that has been lost in total in 2025. Let's see, it was put out on September 5th. And it even so if you go to the M08 summary, it breaks it down very clearly about it. And let me go ahead and find that on here. Manufacturing employment changed little in August, lost 12,000 jobs, but is down 78,000 over the year.
Yeah, and I don't want to argue specific numbers or anything like that, but if that is the correct number, if that is the most absolute best number they can give us now, and if Trump was lying to us, right, don't you think he would have put out a jobs report that was showing, hey, we actually gained?
No, because that's not how the Bureau of Labor Statistics works.
I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that. But if he's a fascist, if he's
I've never made those claims.
Okay, I'm just saying for the average person who's gonna argue against Trump, that's what they would say.
Take me out of your box.
So
take me out of the box that you have me in right now. Just pluck me out and go.
Yeah, you're fine. I listen to you. I've been listening to you for quite a while now. So, but if that is an accurate number, the only way you can fix things is by having that accurate number. So I am perfectly fine with that. If we know what's going on, that's how you can fix it. That's pretty much all.
Oh. Okay. Well then, Matthew, send a penny. You haven't sent any, so that was weird. Listen, the Bureau of Labor Statistics is an independent agency. There's a reason why we can trust the data that they give is because the people that work for them, the ones that are actually doing the statistical data, are not political. Can the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics align with one party or another? Yes. And that's troublesome to think about. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, can you hear me?
How old are you?
Hold on, my Bluetooth switched now.
You said you're how old? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm 27.
27, okay. All right, and did you vote for Trump?
Yes, ma'am. I voted for him in 2020 and 2024.
Okay, and are you actively supporting him?
No, actually, and I would like to explain my reason.
Sure, what's up?
So it's pretty much a combination of things. So he promised the wars overseas, Ukraine and Russia. He promised, hey, I'm gonna end it, within 24 hours I'm there. But we're 8 months in, 9 months in, and it seems to be escalating a little bit more. And then there's the whole thing with the, how you say, Epstein situation, I guess, how he's pretty much calling people stupid for falling for it like it's a Russia democratic hoax when it's clearly a whole much bigger network that he's heavily implicated in, and pretty much just trying to have him and his administration bat for him and say, no, he's not part of it, even though we have, the that 50th birthday book for him, stuff like that. And you also have the economy. I obviously feel like there's a bigger hole burnt in my pocket, and there is.
Yeah, I always find it very interesting. I'm not trying to cut you off here, but I always find it very interesting the number of people that come up here and say, like, my grocery prices are down. I'm like, good for you, but we don't see that across the board, and that's part of the problem, right? And even then, like, statistics and data disagree with you. They might be down on some things, but overall, as an overall whole, they are up, right? Even though Donald Trump, but they're hearing Donald Trump say, your grocery prices are down, which is going against what the data shows. And it's, I don't know, it's the craziest thing. And I hope that this is studied a long time after we're gone.
Yeah, it's interesting that we're still, like the first go around, pretty much it was this, he was the symbol of, rebellion, going against the system, standing up for what you believe in. And after 2020, after July 13th, after he almost was assassinated, that pretty much like sparked that patriotism amongst the MAGA base, I guess, because like, oh, they straight up just tried to kill him, even though we know nothing about it still. But I digress. And sorry, I trailed off. Basically, what I'm shocked about is how we're still able to trust the administration after everything that I've labeled earlier, the cover-up, the economy, the wars, and all that. It's kind of frightening that we're still taking everything for face value because our quote-unquote team won. But I've made that realization after, all the broken promises and all that made by him. It's kind of not shocking. Well, I should say shocking, but it's just kind of disappointing that there's staunch Trump supporters still who are willing to call him out on like two little things, but never the whole picture, and getting that understanding that, hey, I don't think these people up in DC are for the American people, except maybe like 3 of them, and that's hardly ever.
They're definitely not. The people that, sorry guys, the individuals that actually believe somehow that they're for the American people are wrong. They're supposed to be, like, let's be very clear, they're supposed to be for the American people, but they're not. There are very few people that I think are actually looking out for the good of their populace and the good of the general public. Some of them are Democrats, some of them are not. Like, it's just not the way it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, yeah.
It's more or less knowing who's behind the lobbying and who's behind the donors, because it's taken me so long to figure out, hey, Lindsey Graham and Adam Schiff are pretty much the same thing, except it's all political theater. They're all, oh, we're going to arrest you, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and nothing ever comes of it. And that's what the American people wanted with Trump. Accountability for the corruption and everything, but that's never that's never, ever come into fruition. And I wish that people would realize that nothing is either going to get better or that it's just going to be the same old bull crap of, hey, those are the bad guys, we're the good guys. Vote for us because we'll help you, and then they just turn their back while giving us like maybe 2 or 3 things that they promised.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just always going to happen. Or in this case, what we see the most is just that Donald Trump blames somebody else, and people continue to believe it. So, and I think that's a problem in and of itself, is the number of ways that he's able to pass off blame somehow to everyone else, and they just dive right into the logic, which is why I like doing my I really liked doing the MAGA support hotline when I was during the week, when I tried it out this week, but the viewership just wasn't there for the last 2 days. It really sucked. So I thought I would try going back to this just on the weekend and then popping back over to it, because the cognitive dissonance that I see and just asking, like, can you name me 3 lies from that's Trump's told? And they're like, no. Or they'll be like, yeah, I know lies. I'm like, okay, articulate it. And then they just fail to do so.
Yeah, and not only that, like, I can name the 3. I can name Epstein. I can name mass deportation, because there's absolutely none of that going on. If any, it's probably like a pocket full. And 3, the economy, because I live in a red state, by the way. I don't live in like Illinois or California. I live like staunch red state. It's crazy to me that doesn't seem like it's going to get better.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and I'm going to end for the day. But I'm glad that you also woke up and saw the light of it, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Ari. I'm sorry if I sound a little shaky. I'm not used to doing call-in shows for anything. So
No problem, man. I hope you have a good rest of your Saturday.
You too.
All right. Have a good one. Bye.
You as well. Thank you.
I know it'd probably hurt your feelings to know this, Vic, or Vic, sorry. I typically get well over 100,000 viewers. So good job, though. Hope that makes you sad. And thanks, Lon, for the other $2. I appreciate that so much. TikTok users, guys, if you're new here and you haven't already hit that follow button, I don't know what you're doing. Hit that follow button up at the top. I go live about 6 days a week for about 2 hours a day. Obviously, I need downtime. I don't have that sound bite, and I'm sorry. So I take a day off, because it's the best thing to do in the world is to take a day off. If you are watching over on, TikTok. If you are watching me over on YouTube or Twitch, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you are on the red one, and the follow button if you're on the purple one. And after you hit those buttons, be sure to hit the notification icon so that you know exactly when I go live. My schedule is up on at least one of them. I try to schedule out my lives over my lunch break during the week, but it's the same time every single day. So be sure to come back and watch at any point in time. Thank you guys so much again, Mischievous. Sorry. Oh gosh, I'm going to mess up your name again. Mischievous, thank you. Also for sending out the subs that you sent out. Guys, especially over on TikTok, just so you know, the other apps are probably the better way to move over to subscribe on, because TikTok's prices might be going up on the 15th. I don't know. We'll find out. Anyways, good night over on YouTube and Twitch. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what time. Join my Discord if you want to know what time. Bye-bye.